Hello everyone. Today's lesson is about el pretérito perfecto, known in English as the present perfect. So let's begin. Let's begin by remembering that to narrate in the past in Spanish, we have different past tenses. And the first one is the pretérito, and we use the pretérito to narrate past actions or events that finished. We also use the imperfect tense, and this one helps us to provide details and background information about past events. And the third one, which is the one we're going to review today, is the present perfect or pretérito perfecto. So we use the pretérito perfecto to narrate events that began at some point in the past and that are still present for the speaker. The sentence structure in English is subject, followed by the verb to have, followed by the past participle, which is the verb ending in ed, en, or irregular. For example, I've been studying Spanish for 4 years. So notice that I is the subject, have, and then the verb been, which is, again, the past participle. So the equivalent in Spanish will be sujeto, followed by the verb haber, and followed by the past participle, which is the verbs ending in ado, ido, or irregular. So for example, mis padres siempre me han ayudado con mis objetivos. So mis padres are the subject, han is the verb haber, and ayudado is the past participle. So the verb haber is the verb that gets conjugated. Yo he, tú has, él, ella, usted ha, nosotros hemos, vosotros habéis, y ellos, ellas, ustedes han. So we're going to take a look at 8 phrases or words that trigger using the present perfect or pretérito perfecto. So the first one is the word hoy or today. And we use it when the time frame that is referring to today has not finished from the point of view of the speaker. So for example, let's say my day began at 8 a.m. and it is 3 p.m. Still the time frame of today is going on for me. So for example, hoy he hecho muchas actividades. Today, I've done a lot of activities. Second, with expressions such as esta mañana, esta tarde, esta noche. Also, este mes, este año, etc. So same like the today trigger, if the time frame referring to this morning or this year or this week hasn't finished from the point of view of the speaker, then I use the pretérito perfecto. Example, esta mañana he hablado con mis abuelos. So the equivalent in English would be this morning I've talked, or I talked, to my grandparents. So because the time frame of this morning hasn't finished for me, the speaker, then I can use he hablado. However, in English, it's more common to say I talked. 3, with words such as últimamente, and it needs an accent in the U, please mark it, and it means lately, or recientemente, recently. So these adverbs indicate that for the speaker, the action began in a recent past and it is still present. So let's take a look at the example. Recientemente he conocido a una chica increíble. The equivalent in English, I recently met an amazing girl. So notice that the adverb recientemente goes at the beginning in Spanish, but is positioned differently in English. And even though in English it's more common to use the past tense, in Spanish it triggers the pretérito perfecto. So when we have words such as nunca, never, ever or jamás, toda mi vida, all my life, en la vida, in my life, todavía, still. So these expressions extend to time frames that expand across your whole life, or the speaker's whole life, and are still current in the speaker's present. So, for example, él nunca ha sido egoísta con su hermana. The equivalent in English, he has never been selfish with his sister. So the other one is the word ya already, and this one could use both the preterite and the present perfect. And the reason is because if the action is already completed, then the action continues into the present moment. However, you could also see the action as finished. So you can say, ya he hablado con mi hermano, or ya hablé con mi hermano. Either one is correct. In English would be, I already talked to my brother. And lastly, with expressions such as alguna vez, sometime, algunas veces, a few times, varias veces, several times, or simply the number of veces or the number of times we've done something. And every time we want to count the number of times the speaker or we have done something, then it triggers the present perfect. For example, es la primera vez que he asistido a la escuela en línea. The equivalent in English, it's the first time I have attended a school online. And that's it for today.